Beneath the waves, where the sunlight flickers like whispers on water, there drifts a creature so elegant, so timeless, it seems more like a dream than an animal. The jellyfish. It floats not with purpose, but with poetry, an ancient ballet of translucent beauty, twirling gently through the sea. Without bones, without a brain, without a heart, yet still, it lives, it breathes, it glows. A soft-bodied spectre from the dawn of time, the jellyfish is as mysterious as the deep blue it calls home. Long before dinosaurs ever thundered across the land, long before birds took flight or trees stretched into the sky, jellyfish ruled the oceans. For over 500 million years, they have glided through saltwater realms, unchanged and unchallenged. These ageless travelers are some of the oldest multicellular life forms on Earth. They've watched the rise and fall of empires, survived mass extinctions, and witnessed the silent shifting of continents. Evolution did not forget them. It simply had no need to change what was already a masterpiece. To gaze upon a jellyfish is to see liquid magic. Their bodies shimmer like moonlight spilled across the ocean, soft and glowing with an unearthly luminescence. They are nearly 95% water, delicate as lace, shaped like inverted umbrellas that pulse and propel them forward without effort. Their tentacles trail behind like ribbons of silk in a slow-motion breeze, each one laced with stinging cells known as neidocytes, nature's elegant defense mechanism. They don't walk, they don't chase, they simply float, and the world moves around them. Jellyfish are not navigators. They do not decide where to go. Carried by currents and tides, they move with the ocean, surrendering completely to its will. This passivity is not weakness, it is wisdom. In a world that prizes direction, jellyfish teach us the art of surrender, of going with the flow, of trusting that the sea knows the way. They drift not in chaos, but in harmony, living their lives as gentle nomads in a vast blue wilderness. Though graceful and almost otherworldly, jellyfish are not defenseless. Their tentacles are equipped with millions of tiny harpoons, capable of delivering venom with a single brush. This sting can paralyze prey, deter predators, or cause great pain to unsuspecting swimmers. Some species, like the infamous box jellyfish, carry venom potent enough to kill a human in minutes. But most jellyfish are harmless to us, and even the dangerous ones are simply playing their part in the grand ocean symphony. A silent warning that even the most delicate dancers can carry a dagger in their flow. Many jellyfish are bioluminescent, lighting up the dark ocean with soft hues of blue, green, and violet. This natural glow is created by chemical reactions within their bodies, used to communicate, distract predators, or attract prey. Imagine a midnight ocean lit by stars beneath the waves, a shimmering ballet of light, where jellyfish waltz across a watery stage with glowing skirts and pulsing rhythms. It's not just beautiful, it's breathtaking. Nature, it seems, has its own special effects team. Among the thousands of jellyfish species, one stands out with a power that seems pulled from the pages of myth. Turritopsis dohrnii, often called the immortal jellyfish, has the ability to reverse its own aging process. When threatened or injured, it can revert to its earliest life stage and begin again, an infinite cycle of rebirth. In a world where all things grow old and perish, this tiny creature holds the secret of eternity. Scientists study it with awe, hoping to unlock clues about human aging, disease, and perhaps one day, even immortality. Jellyfish begin their lives not as floaters, but as tiny, fixed polyps attached to rocks or reefs. From this humble anchor, they bud off into the jellyfish we know, drifting away into the open sea. This dual lifestyle, part sedentary, part mobile, is unlike anything we experience on land. It's a reminder that even in the depths of the sea, transformation is always possible. One form gives rise to another, and the cycle continues, mysterious and eternal. Not all jellyfish look like glowing umbrellas. Some resemble crystal chandeliers, others like floating bells or tangled threads. The lion's mane jellyfish, one of the largest species, can grow tentacles longer than a blue whale. The irukandji jellyfish, no bigger than a thumbnail, delivers venom strong enough to make a grown person collapse in agony. From Arctic waters to tropical lagoons, from shallow shores to abyssal plains. Jellyfish have evolved into 1,000 beautiful, bizarre forms, each one a brushstroke in the grand painting of life beneath the sea. As climate change warms our oceans and human activity disrupts marine ecosystems, jellyfish are thriving in unexpected ways. Overfishing removes their predators. Pollution creates nutrient-rich waters perfect for their reproduction. And so, swarms of jellyfish, called blooms, appear in places they never did before. These blooms can clog fishing nets, shut down power plants, and disrupt tourism. They are no longer just ghostly drifters. They are reminders that balance has shifted, and the ocean is speaking to us in a language we must learn to understand. There is a haunting elegance in the way jellyfish move. With each gentle contraction of their bells, they pulse through the water like dancers in slow motion, choreographed by the currents and lit by their own glowing grace. There are no sudden bursts, no frenzied swims. Only rhythm, only poise. In the deepest, darkest parts of the sea, where light barely touches, jellyfish become ballerinas cloaked in moonlight, performing an ancient dance for an audience of shadows. The ocean is their stage, and they are the silent stars. It might seem strange that an animal without a brain or centralized nervous system can hunt, but jellyfish do just that, effortlessly and efficiently. Their tentacles trail silently, laced with nematocysts, waiting for an unsuspecting shrimp or small fish to brush against them. The sting is swift, the prey is stunned, and the jellyfish, guided by chemical and sensory cues, reels in its catch. They don't see with eyes. They feel the world, sense vibrations, follow the flow. It is hunting, not with rage or cunning, but with patience, sensitivity, and grace. Jellyfish feed mostly on plankton, small fish, crustaceans, and other soft-bodied creatures. Some species are filter feeders, drawing in water and capturing prey as it passes through their arms. Others are more aggressive, letting their long, venomous tentacles drift outward like a living net. What they eat, they consume whole. There is no chewing, no tearing. Prey enters through the mouth, located underneath the bell, and is digested within their central cavity. It's a quiet, unassuming kind of predation, swift, efficient, and all carried out in the stillness of the sea. Bioluminescent jellyfish are nature's most poetic communicators. Their light can serve as camouflage, making them blend into the faint blue glow of the ocean surface from below. Or it can confuse predators, a dazzling flash of light followed by a swift retreat. Some use light to attract mates or warn others, but beyond its function, the glow is a spectacle. Imagine an ocean where stars don't just twinkle above, but pulse and shimmer beneath the surface. A place where light is not only seen, but felt. In this world, jellyfish are artists, painting the water with brilliance. Touch a jellyfish and you'll feel the delicate pulse of something almost not there. Their bodies are nearly invisible, soft as jelly, and break apart with the gentlest pressure. Out of water, they collapse, silent puddles of translucent tissue. Yet within their element, they are ethereal, resilient, purposeful. It's a paradox of nature. Their beauty is born of vulnerability, and their survival is wrapped in softness. They show us that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it drifts, glows, and barely touches the world around it. In some parts of the world, jellyfish swarms have taken over entire coastlines. These blooms can contain millions of individuals, moving like a giant, unified body. They clog nets, overwhelm fish farms, and even jam up the cooling systems of nuclear power plants. While mesmerizing from a distance, these blooms reveal a truth. Jellyfish are adaptable, opportunistic survivors. In a changing ocean, they thrive. While many marine species struggle with warming waters, pollution, and overfishing, jellyfish multiply, undeterred and unchallenged. Their silent takeover is not malicious, but it is undeniable. One of the most mysterious jellyfish on the planet is the tiny irukandji, found in the waters of northern Australia. It's no larger than a fingernail, almost impossible to spot, yet its sting unleashes a syndrome of immense suffering, severe pain, nausea, cramps, even psychological effects like a sense of impending doom. It's not just a physical reaction, it's an emotional storm. And yet, this tiny creature, nearly invisible, floats peacefully until disturbed. It reminds us that size does not dictate power, and that even the smallest life in the ocean can hold awe-inspiring secrets. Throughout history, jellyfish have inspired artists, poets, and storytellers. In Japanese folklore, they appear as messengers of the sea gods, soft-spoken travelers between the human world and the deep. In some cultures, they symbolize impermanence, creatures made of water and light, here one moment and gone the next. In modern art and design, their form inspires elegance, minimalism, and futuristic beauty. There's something inherently mystical about them, something that speaks not to the mind, but to the soul. To see a jellyfish is to witness the ocean dreaming. Though jellyfish seem solitary and passive, they are deeply woven into the marine food web. They are both predators and prey. Sea turtles, especially leatherbacks, thrive on a jellyfish diet, immune to their stings. Some fish, crabs, and even seabirds feast on jellyfish during blooms. But their role doesn't stop there. When jellyfish die, their bodies sink and feed deep-sea organisms. Their drifting eggs and larvae nourish plankton. Their presence influences the behavior of other species. They are more than floaters. They are threads in the delicate fabric of life. Some jellyfish live not near the surface, but in the ocean's twilight zone, between 200 and 1,000 meters deep. Here, sunlight fades into darkness, pressure builds, and life glows with strange colors. In this surreal realm, jellyfish become otherworldly. Some species are nearly transparent, others pulse with crimson and blue light. Their arms trail for meters behind them, like wandering ghosts. Few humans have ever seen these creatures in their natural habitat, but underwater ROVs and submarines have captured their mesmerizing displays, a silent performance beneath the reach of day. Jellyfish reproduction often aligns with the lunar cycle. Many species release eggs and sperm during full moons, allowing tides and moonlight to guide their offspring's journey. It's as if they are synced with the rhythm of the cosmos, dancing to a beat written not in time, but in tides. This connection to the moon adds a spiritual note to their existence, painting them as moon-kissed children of the sea. Each birth is not random, but a celestial event, whispered into being by moonlight and waves. Despite the dangers posed by some jellyfish, our fascination with them only grows. Public aquariums dedicate entire halls to their hypnotic presence. Artists create sculptures and lights inspired by their forms. Scientists explore their medical potential, from pain treatments to anti-aging research. And for those who dive into jellyfish lakes in places like Palau, the experience is unforgettable. A swim among thousands of stingless jellyfish gliding past you like dreams in motion. The feeling is surreal, humbling, and deeply peaceful. What can we learn from jellyfish? Patience, surrender, resilience. They show us that it's okay not to fight the current, that beauty doesn't need noise or speed, that survival can be soft. In their transparency, we see honesty. In their drifting, we see wisdom. And in their glow, we find a message. The world doesn't need to shout to be beautiful. Sometimes it just needs to float. As the climate shifts and oceans warm, jellyfish may become even more central to the marine story. Some scientists warn that we are entering the age of the jellyfish, where these ancient beings rise again, not as rulers, but as resilient survivors in seas that other creatures may find harder to endure. While many marine animals struggle against acidification, pollution, and habitat loss, jellyfish float effortlessly on. They are the adaptable ones, the silent ones, the ones we cannot afford to ignore. But should we fear them, or should we admire their ability to thrive when others falter? The truth, perhaps, is somewhere in between. Jellyfish don't conquer the oceans. They fill in the empty spaces. They take over where balance has failed. They bloom not because they are villains, but because they are survivors in an unraveling world. They are not invaders. They are signals, signs, warnings from the deep that something has shifted, that we need to listen more closely to the water. Try to hold a jellyfish in your hand and it will slip through your fingers. Try to capture its essence in words and the language feels too heavy, too stiff. jellyfish are made of softness and light, of silence and flow. They are dreams shaped by seawater, formless and yet formed, ancient and yet eternal. They cannot be domesticated, cannot be tamed, cannot be bound to the land. They belong to the currents, to the tides, to the vast rhythm of the ocean itself. This is why watching a jellyfish is like listening to music with your eyes. It doesn't explain, it evokes. It doesn't ask to be understood. It asks to be felt. In their movement, there is music. In their light, there is language. In their stillness, there is meaning. To know a jellyfish is to accept mystery. To float alongside one is to be reminded that some things in life are not meant to be mastered, but to be marveled at. Jellyfish are not creatures of command. They do not roar, do not chase, do not rule. And yet they endure. They are children of the water, born from salt and time. Their power is in their patience. Their strength lies in surrender. And while the world spins above, full of speed and steel and fire, jellyfish remain below, soft, slow, steady. In this way, they are teachers. They whisper of another way to live, one where presence matters more than pressure, one where being still is not weakness, but wisdom, where going with the flow is not giving up, but growing. In the jellyfish's slow, glowing dance, we see a version of ourselves untouched by urgency, a version that remembers how to breathe, how to drift, how to trust the tide. We often seek inspiration in loud places, in heroes, in thunder, in speed. But the jellyfish asks us to look elsewhere, to look beneath, to look within. Beneath the waves, it shows us that life doesn't need a brain to be intelligent, doesn't need a skeleton to stand tall, doesn't need eyes to see beauty. It shows us that fragility and power can share the same skin, that you can float and still move forward. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all, that in a world obsessed with control, the jellyfish offers freedom. Not freedom from danger or hardship, but the freedom to exist just as you are, drifting, glowing, soft and strong, an echo of the ocean's oldest poetry. As our story glides to its close, picture one jellyfish, just one, rising slowly from the depths. Its bell pulses with quiet energy, pushing it upward through a curtain of sunlit water. Its tentacles flow behind like lace in a dream. Around it, the sea is still. The world holds its breath. It is alone, yet it is part of something greater. It is fragile, yet it has outlived empires. It is simple, yet it holds the secrets of time. This is the jellyfish, a ghost, a light, a whisper of life. And even now, as it disappears into the deep, the sea remembers its touch. And we are forever changed by the beauty of its silent passage. If you ever stand at the edge of the sea, gazing into the mysterious blue, remember this drifting dancer beneath the waves. The jellyfish, soft as a sigh, gliding with grace, ancient as the ocean itself. It does not seek applause. It does not need your praise, but it offers you something greater, a moment of wonder, a breath of calm, a story from a world without noise. The jellyfish does not roar to be remembered. It simply floats, and in that silence, it becomes unforgettable.